Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are based in. Thank you once again for joining us today at the pre-hackathon community event number 2 for the Polkadot Hackathon North America edition. Today is pretty much a special session where we have actually invited past winners for the Polkadot Hackathon APAC Edition to kind of give you a little bit sharing of their journey and experiences, be it during the hackathon and some of the post hackathon matters as well, just to help you understand a little bit what kind of experience you will be going through with this hackathon that we are kind of running at the same time. But before we begin, this is just kind of a shout out for those who have yet registered for the hackathon. What you could do right now is to kind of pick up your mobile phone and scan the QR code that you see on screen. But if not, Zofia maybe just would need your help to kind of put it out there on chat for people to kind of click on the registration link at any point of time during the session today as well. So I'll be covering a little bit more, basically why you should be registering for. And yes, this is actually a part of Polkadot Hackathon Global Series. And as you see on the screen, the next stop will happen in the North American region. So what to expect at the hackathon? It's really a 6 weeks of hacking. And this time round, a little bit different from what we have done for the APAC edition, is to introduce 5 categories for you to really work on and target based on your area of expertise and to submit your projects. This time around, what we're trying to do is, apart from just focusing on you utilizing Substrate and building on Substrate, what we're trying to do here is to expand what you could actually work on. And with that, we have also included pretty much quite a number of ecosystem teams who have actually submitted their own challenges, which you can utilize to integrate to the main project that you're going to work on, depending on the categories that you've actually picked up as well. So there's lots of networking opportunities that the team over here have actually worked hard to kind of plan out to ensure that you get the best out of this 6 weeks that you're with us for the hackathon. Lots of mentor office hours with a wide variety of mentors with different expertise who will be guiding you along with lots of various workshops that are organized by the different ecosystem teams. And really there's one opportunity for us to kind of meet in person as well, which I'll touch on a little bit later on as well. So as mentioned previously, for the hackathon, really 5 categories that you can look at for participation. And the first one that you can look at will really be the interfaces and experiences. The idea here is really on building UI and UX fundamentals, especially for those who are looking at gaining different experiences to build a wide variety of interfaces and user experience that the chain in itself can adopt. Next is really on discovering the breadth of DAO functionality and governance mechanism. Over here, it's really about exploring different ideas, including creation of new DAOs and necessary tooling that can be involved in this development process. And the third category to really look at would be the various types of toolings and application that actually can be used to expand Web3. The idea here is really for those who are interested in building a better web, can explore use cases for open source technologies to run peer-to-peer networks, for example. The other 2 categories will be pretty much straightforward. It's really focusing on DeFi and NFTs, which is something that's really much more talked about in the Web3 space. And with all these 5 categories, it is really lots of opportunity for you to explore based on your own expertise, based on your current knowledge that you have in terms of building, be it using Solidity and all the other languages that you are good at. But on top of this, what we have done for the hackathon, apart from the main categories that you can be working on, it's introducing what we call a ecosystem teams challenges. These challenges essentially are bounties that you can take on to integrate onto your main project. So there's really lots of combination that you can really look at while you're building for an interface and experience category. For example, you can really look at integrating one or more ecosystem team challenges, of which then your submission will actually be up for the various bounties that you can look at as well. I'm not going to go through in details what these bounties are, but essentially we have ecosystem teams from Akala, A-Star, Bitfrost, Crust Network, Equilibrium, Ice Network, Interlay, Fala Network, Substrate, Robonomics, RMRK, Unique Network, Zgist, Subquery, and this time around we have also one where a couple of ecosystem teams have actually come together collaboratively to introduce a bounty that you can kind of take on, which is Subquery, Moonbeam, Akala, and Hydra DX as well. So lots are at stake. We have, as of today, 583,000 USD up for grabs in terms of the total prize pool. And it is still kind of growing as we are accepting a few more ecosystem teams that will be contributing the challenge as well. So there's really a lot in terms of prize money that you can really look forward to when it comes to your project submissions. And there are really a lot of different combinations that you can really look at in terms of the types of ideas and projects you can submit for the hackathon in itself. So for the main category prizes, and this is actually funded by the Polkadot Treasury, we will actually select an overall winner, walking away with a grand prize of 30,000 USD, along with Hackathon Swag Box and discount for Substrate Runtime Academy. For each category as well, we will also be announcing a first, second, and third place winner. Each team will be walking away with 20,000, 15,000, and 10,000 USD respectively as well. One of the interesting award that we are also be introducing, and that's where everyone out there, be it you participate in a hackathon or not, do have the power to decide which are the ideas that you think is the best. And we will actually be awarding 3 teams with a community choice award, where each of the teams will be awarded with 5,000 USD, Hackathon Swag Box, and similarly are entitled for discount for the Substrate Runtime Academy as well. The ecosystem team challenges are of varied amounts. And for each of these ecosystem teams challenge, there are slightly varied submission items that you have to add on to the main criteria that will be stated in your participant guide, which you will receive the moment you have actually registered for the hackathon. Do reach out to the ecosystem teams accordingly, and they are actually available on the Polkadot Discord server, where you can check in with any of the mentors from each of the ecosystem teams to kind of find out more in details the actual payout in terms of the bounties that you have actually worked on, or similarly any of the help that you need to get along to work on your projects along the way as well. So this prize pool, it's really growing day-to-day basis, and we are looking at a huge number of prizes that you can really look at when participating at this hackathon. So a quick announcement here, and this is kind of official at the same time, that as part of the hackathon experience, we also are really excited to have all of you to actually participate, to join us at the Hacker House, which will take place at New York City. The venue will be at Industry City at Brooklyn area from the June 23rd to June 28th itself. What you can do right now is actually to scan the QR code to register your interest today. And just take note that we do have limited seats at the Hacker House, and all registered interest at this point of time will be contacted to confirm your attendance closer to date as well. Grab this opportunity to really meet folks from the Polkadot team, or even the various ecosystem teams as well. We have lined up lots of programs from workshops, to lightning topic sharing, to even networking sessions and games night that you can really look forward to. But most importantly, it's also a safe space, an environment that is actually catered for you to actually do building on your projects. And we do have mentors that will be readily available on site throughout these 6 days to get you going with your projects as well. So this is great opportunity for every one of us. I believe lots of us have been missing this kind of in-person action when it comes to any of the hackathon that we do have. And this is really something that the team from Polkadot and the ecosystem team are really looking forward to meet every single individuals in New York City itself. So without further ado, today we have actually invited 2 teams who are actually past winners for the APAC edition, which actually took place last year in October to December. The idea here is really for them to share a little bit more from their own perspective, their journey, and what kind of experiences they have actually gone through. And similarly, post the hackathon, what were some of the opportunities that they were able to leverage on at the same time. So inviting from the first team, Team CSS, will be Alex, and they are the first prize winner for the APAC Edition. So I'll pass the time to you, Alex.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Tursunliu from India. I'm the team lead at SESLab, and we are currently developing decentralized cloud storage system, or the Cumulus Encrypted Storage System, CES, which is based on Substrate. When we first became aware of Polkadot Hackathon APAC Edition, we knew that we had to participate. And our main objectives were to challenge and improve our team's technical abilities during the competition and to increase our company's profile within the industry. That would allow us to build a better network with passionate people and projects alike. So we signed up for the chain track and chose to build factor trading market for data based on CES network. That consisted of decentralized application. Justin, can you please go to the next slide? That consisted of decentralized application serving global users' needs in data purchasing and its storage on the CES network. Supported by Polkadot's ecosystem, it provided data sharing and trading services and ensures data safety holistically by implementing crucial technologies such as blockchain, distributed cloud storage, and data fingerprint extraction. So despite having encountered setbacks during the competition, our team persevered and we found ourselves being honored with the first prize in Polkadot Hackathon. And what we gained from participating in Hackathon surpassed our expectations. Besides networking, publicity, and knowledge that our team gained, participating in Hackathon also clarified the follow-up development path for CES. With the exposure, we also met many investors who are now helping us to achieve our future goals. Justin, please, next slide. Thank you. On January 2022, we passed all the Web3 Foundation grant milestones deliveries, and also passed the first milestone delivery of Web3 Foundation. After this slide, and officially joined Substrate Builder Program on February 2022. Yeah. So our best advice for future participants is, first of all, don't be afraid of difficulties. Perseverance is the key. Number two, like, your biggest advisory is yourself. And finally, appropriate project schedule planning is the fundamental for success. If you all are interested in Polkadot but don't know how to get started, we highly recommend participating in Polkadot Hackathon and learn from Polkadot pathways. This will help you This will be like your first and the most important step toward Polkadot ecosystem, and you won't regret it. I wish you all the very best. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Alex, for the sharing. Now the next team that we will be bringing on is actually Team Chocolate. They are the second prize winner for the APAC edition, and at the same time, they were actually the public's choice, which we have actually gone through a round of public vote that they have been called as a idea that most of the people out there have actually been voted for. So let's invite Islam Ibrahim for him to actually share a little bit more on about his team's journey and experience as well. So Islam.
Hello everyone, my name is Islam Ibrahim. I'm the lead developer at Chocolate Network, and to give a bit about Chocolate, we are a reviews platform or a community feedback mechanism and a platform for anonymous trusted knowledge exchange. All right, I think this is on the next slide. Yeah. We integrate 3 sources of trust on the platform to ensure that the reviews that are submitted on our platform are authentic. These are community reviews, machine learning, and all of this is based on a Substrate chain. Now, these all come together to meet our final goal, or our main goal for this whole platform, which is to help combat spam and scam in the whole system. We came to know of the APAC Hackathon after our experience with the Encode Hackathon through the Medium post that was shared. And having had an absolutely amazing experience during the Encode Hackathon, we decided to have a try at another one of the Polkadot ecosystems hackathons. And it was quite the refreshing experience. Our goals for this hackathon were to build a proof of concept for our user authentication system, and also include bot protection for our platform, improve our thesis, that is the whole concept of the platform, gain more insight as to how people feel about it, see where our improvement opportunities are, and also, of course, to earn prizes and the swag that was included in the Medium post if possible. Could we have the next slide? Now, during the hackathon, we faced quite a few challenges, mostly in the implementation end of things. So this included, for myself personally, switching the focus to the back end as a front-end developer, and then all of that working with the limitations of Web3 in mind, such as open sourcing the software, ensuring that a large part of it does not depend on closed source software, and also ensuring that we leverage as much as possible the opportunities available in Web3. And then another thing was to prioritize which components we're going to build out for this hackathon, as our platform is quite large. So we're able to streamline that view to the authentication feature I mentioned earlier. And then also we had to balance between UI, UX, and functionality, which is between making things look good and actually making things functional. So those are the different challenges that we had to sort of push through as we were going through the hackathon. But luckily, though, we were able to overcome these challenges, and we completed the hackathon with our sign and proof of concept plans for Web3 logins, that is integrating Web3 in that login system. And we also included CAPTCHA to prevent bots from signing up to our platform. We also gained a much broader and deeper understanding of our capabilities as a team. We're able to network with the different teams who are also going through the hackathon. And we also had absolutely priceless advice from the organizers of the hackathon during the mentorship sessions. And through that, we were able to persist, and luckily we were rewarded with the or thankfully, were rewarded with a second place during the hackathon. So, in general, my final remark to everyone who's going into this hackathon is to believe in yourself, first of all, and to leverage the many amazing resources that are available during this hackathon event, which include the Polkadot pathways. The Substrate docs is very amazing. Well, it's full of very rich information, and of course, the different code bases of the palettes and ecosystem projects available are all treasure troves of information you could use to improve on what you're building. And most of all, have fun and speak to other people, learn from others, and learn from each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Islam, for the sharing. And really thank you to both teams, Alex and Islam, who are representing their own individuals team to actually do a little bit of sharing about what their experiences and journey is like, be it from the objective they would like to achieve coming into the hackathon, to what they have been through during the hackathon, along with the challenges that they were able to overcome. But last but not least, is really about post-hackathon. What were some of the opportunities or learnings that they have actually gotten out of it as well? So as a recap for the Polkadot Hackathon, it's really a 6 weeks worth of hacking, starting next Monday on May 30th to the July 11th. And we have a large pool as of now standing at $583,000 and counting for you to up for grabs in terms of the projects that you are submitting, along with 5 categories, and to be able to integrate with ecosystem team challenges, how you actually deem fit on what it can be integrated to the main categories of the hackathon challenge that you can work with as well. At the same time, we really have lots of resources. As Islam mentioned earlier on, there is actually Polkadot pathways and also curated technical documentations that's actually readily available in the participants guide that you would receive the moment you actually join the hackathon on DevPost. This will be in an email that will be sent to you right after you have actually joined us for the hackathon. And at the same time, we have a huge panel of mentors who will be there with varied expertise to guide you along with any of the questions that you have, be it from the idea standpoint or even the building part as well. We have lots of them already available on the Polkadot Discord server as well. As mentioned, there were lots of networking opportunities. One such one will be right after opening ceremony when happening on next Monday. And a few more sessions that will come along. But most importantly, the Hacker House that I've mentioned earlier on will be great opportunity for you to meet the people that are participating at the hackathon, similarly with the Polkadot team and the ecosystem team in person in New York City as well. So once again, a gentle reminder that Hacker House will be happening in New York City. It's going to take place on the 23rd to 28th of June in Brooklyn. And if you are really excited to join us, do scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now. And Zofia have actually put up the registration link earlier on in the chat, which you can scroll through to look at the form that you can fill up to sign up your interest to join us at the hackathon. Thank you, Zofi. As a reminder, we do have limited seats at this point of time. So do register to get going in order to secure a seat at the Hacker House and the hackathon as well. So the hackathon link is actually in the chat, and the Hacker House similarly has also been put up at the chat as well. We have also curated a learning modules that can help you go along while, over the weekends, if you would just like to get yourself a little bit more acquainted with the Polkadot ecosystem as a head start before diving into the ideation and building part, it will be a great opportunity for you to actually register your Polkadot Pathways account if you have not already done so. But if you already have an account, similarly, scanning this QR code will bring you to the modules specific to the North America edition, and go through the modules and rack up some points where top 100 scorers at the end of the hackathon, you will actually get yourself a Polkadot swag t-shirt. So, this is just something that Urban have shared earlier on in the previous pre-hackathon event. Polkadot has kind of recently went on a slight rebrand. As you can see, the logos are slightly different from what you have seen, especially for those who are already at the APAC edition. And that similarly means that all swags that Polkadot actually owns did have a refresh. So it's a great opportunity for you to walk away with some that you can call it your own and something to kind of brag about as well, that, wherever that you are as well. So big question, I believe most of the people would be wondering right here today would be, how do I get started? So number one, it's really to register for the hackathon. Essentially, that will be your entry ticket to everything mentioned above about the hackathon, from qualifying the award prizes to networking opportunities to resources and mentorship. Right now, click on the link on the chat box or scan the QR code for you to go through the registration process to get you registered for the hackathon and join us. As mentioned, a email will be sent to you the moment you have successfully registered for the hackathon. Email will contain a couple of key items for you. One, it's for you to join the Polkadot Discord server. This will be the place where you are able to ask any of your technical questions, be it to the Polkadot team, to the Parity team, or any of the ecosystem teams that you are intending to integrate their challenges into the main project that you're building as well. And all the announcements about the hackathon will also be made over there. We have also created a hackathon calendar, which you can save to your own so that you do not miss out on any of the sessions that's upcoming as well. As a quick note to the folks out there today, I did mention that the opening ceremony will be happening next Monday, and the entire week of next week will be dedicated to Substrate related technical workshop, which includes introducing you to the Polkadot ecosystem, introduction to Substrate, introduction to Ink, and also lastly, introduction to Polkadot.js. So these are just sessions that will help you get started to build and understand the Polkadot ecosystem. So don't miss any of the sessions. Every session is going to happen on a daily basis next week. So don't miss any of them as well. So if you have any questions, I believe it will be a great opportunity for you to put them down in Crowdcast. If not, you can always drop it on the chat box and we can participate. So key question over here for Polkadot Hackathon North America Edition. While we call them the North American Edition, we do not just restrict for folks who are only in the North American region to participate. Anyone around the world globally can register to participate for the hackathon, and even to kind of turn up at the Hacker House. It's free admission for the Hacker House, but do take note that when it comes to travel and accommodation, that will be something that you have to work out on your own. What kind of projects can we make with Substrate apart from a blockchain? The hackathon in itself largely will be focusing on the Web3 space, much more essentially where Polkadot ecosystem would be. So most of the things that you're going to build should be related to blockchain technology. But there are actually, the categories are broad enough for you to really explore the types of project and ideas that you could develop, which the ecosystem could take on in time to come as well. So for non-developers and engineers, this will also be a great opportunity for you to form teams with people who have actually started their journey as a developer. The idea here is any teams that are working on an idea will require support from functions that are non-devs, such as considerations of UI UX, usability, the use cases, and how it actually best impact or integrate into the Web3 ecosystem in general as well. It also will be a great opportunity for you to explore potentially. Who knows? Your interest, you may develop your interest as being a developer as you kind of go through the hackathon in itself as well. So great opportunity for you to take note as well. What is the approximate time for the team to review a Polkadot challenge once it's been submitted for review? Yep, so the submission deadline for submission will actually be on the 11th of July, and the assessment of the projects will take about a week before we have our closing ceremony, where we will actually announce the winners in itself. So while there's actually 6 weeks of building phase, we highly recommend for you to start at least ideating what you would like to build, or just kind of explore. And once we actually kickstart the hackathon on May 30th, it will be a time that you can actually start writing down your code. And similarly, to actually reach out to any of the mentors on the Polkadot Discord server to ask them any questions to help you along as well. Right. Thank you so much for today. Please take care, and we all look forward to the opening ceremony next Monday. Take care.